This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA-Holes!
Mixed Martial A-Holes. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes. You like to be a mixed martial A-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC, Rochester, Fight Week, MMA News, Brandon Schaub saying the fighters are fools. Let's talk about it with the MMA-Holes. Wonderful, wonderful. I expect each and every one of you to say MMA-Holes with us. When we yell MMA-Holes, we want you to be yelling MMA-Holes with us. You think they're doing that, Justin?
Yes.
All right, what do you think?
Not bad.
A lot better.
A lot better.
Okay. Camera's better. All right, we're here. We're live. It's a Wednesday night. TGIW Season Trey, episode number 19 is where we're at, and it is wonderful, wonderful. JBH, how are you tonight?
Wonderful.
I bet most of you thought I was reaching for his penis just now. Boom, roasted.
That's what they were thinking. Yeah, so we got a lot of stories to get to. Here's a fat face of Dana White. Here's Brendan Schaub yelling with an MMA-Holes microphone, right? Beautiful stuff here. These fighters are fooked.
What?
Fooked. No. All right, Jesse. What do you think about this whole situation here? Brendan Schaub.
Should I tell you the situation first?
Well, hold on a second. Yeah, you can tell us. But,
okay.
Well, I mean, Brendan Schaub seems like he keeps on bringing it. Donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Where do I put this? I'll put this over here somewhere.
I'm so happy to hear your beautiful voices this morning. I was in a head-on collision. My SUV was in pieces. I thought I was really injured, but all I have is a swollen hand and bruises from my seatbelt. I am grateful to be here tonight. Much love to all.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Are you serious?
Manny C. You're alive.
Yo, thank God.
You're alive!
A head-on collision.
Jesus Christ. You know, I want to start off with the story, but now that came in, I tell you what. Now, thank God you're alive. First of all, I mean, these car accidents are very serious. People don't realize, you know, the people that don't put seatbelts on, I hope you fly through a windshield.
Stop it.
But put your fucking seatbelt on. I have friends that don't put seatbelts on. It's like, no, it's uncomfortable. You know what's uncomfortable? Death. That's uncomfortable. Accidents happen all the time, right? And I can't stand accidents. If there's anything I can't stand more than anything, it's accidents, because usually it's someone acting like an idiot, someone driving like an idiot, looking at their phone, playing with their radio, fixing their makeup. I can't fucking stand accidents. It's my pet peeve. It's stupid. There's no need for accidents, but we are human beings and people make mistakes. A head-on collision? Oh, my God, that must have been some scary shit.
He's swallowing it right now.
What?
But if it were him or anyone in his family who got into a head-on collision, he'd be screaming. He'd be.
No, it's just stupid. Like, I'm telling you, man, people, it makes you scratch your head. Now, we don't know your exact situation, but fuck. Yeah, maybe because he was an MMA hole, he survived. You know,
yeah,
MMA holes survive everything. But man, I'm glad you're all right, Manny C. Thank you for that donation. And fuck that asshole. I hate you. Hopefully they got hurt. Did the other people at least get hurt?
Stop it. Don't say things like that.
Well, we don't want Manny to get hurt.
You don't want anyone to get hurt.
No, but the other people could get hurt.
Don't say things like, what if there was a baby in the car?
Well, if the baby watches the MMA holes, it's fine.
Stop it.
Wonderful.
All right, so back on track over here.
Right.
Brendan Schaub. Brendan Schaub. He's saying that the fighters are fooked when it comes to the whole new situation, Jesse. And I guess, you know what? Maybe we should just get right into it. Or you want to just describe what happened?
All right. Dana White's under scrutiny right now for the whole ESPN deal. Fighters aren't getting paid and, this and that. And Brendan Schaub had a few words. So I'm going to read to you what Brendan Schaub had to say.
No,
you don't have to. It's just a
What?
quote. It's just a quote. So it's not really, it's not like it's just a quote from Brendan
So it's not the news
Allow
yet.
me.
Okay. Oh, I'm allowing you right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, but you can still do what you usually do, where you show the picture. Yeah, you can still do that.
Well, I mean, what do you want
Because
me?
it's still a news story.
Yeah, you want me to show this while you read the quote?
Sure.
All right, read the quote.
All right. The UFC gets paid regardless of what sells, so there's no reason to jump through any more hoops when it comes to talent. That's according to former heavyweight contender Brendan Schaub, who believes the fighters got fucked by the deal. A deal that requires a paid ESPN Plus subscription to order pay-per-view events. This is what he said. We heard Brock Lesnar turned down the deal. Conor, we haven't heard anything from him. The UFC is content just being in cruise control because they have this reliable nut from ESPN. They're set there, so they're not willing to bend over backwards to get a guy like Brock Lesnar anymore. They don't need it. They don't have to give Conor McGregor half the company to come back. Lesnar was expected to come out of retirement to fight Daniel Cormier for the heavyweight strap right up until UFC transferred its entire pay-per-view business to ESPN Plus.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Roadhead jumping in.
Glad you survived. But I'm not impressed with your story. One time I pulled over to get a blowjob and a cop started banging on the door asking WTF are you two doing? Luckily he thought we were doing drugs. He walked away and I skated in her mouth.
Well, at least you completed.
That's lovely.
I like a story with a complete ending.
So romantic.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sounds like a stand-up young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to the story.
Which means the sky is no longer the limit when it comes to pay-per-view points. Everyone wins, but the fighters are so fucked because it's such a limited viewership now. So your sponsors are less, if you even had any. Your notoriety, your fame, your social media following, your YouTube channel to sell merch. The day and age of a superstar in the UFC is gone. Gone. It's so gone. It wasn't that easy to get Conor McGregor to make his mixed martial arts return before the ESPN Plus deal, and now his demands for a stake in the company don't sound so outlandish. Notorious is the biggest star in MMA and should be paid accordingly. Well, he was the biggest star in MMA. Dana White said, notice the discretion of marketing now on ESPN. Who do you see, or I'm sorry, this is still Schaub. Who do you see now? Dana White.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Manny.
Back to business, life goes on. Fuck Brendan Schaub, let him run the UFC and see the UFC go down in flames in 6 months.
It's so true. It's so fucking true. All right, back to the story. Thank you, Manny C.
Schaub continued by saying, notice the direction of the marketing now on ESPN. Who do you see now? Dana White. It's very Vince McMahon. This is the face that you recognize, because you won't recognize the fighters, but you recognize Dana White. So his ego and his popularity goes up. That's the face of the company now. That's not good.
Super chat.
Jews have the chosen
If the
sperm.
Knicks got Zion, we would all be Zionists.
I see
Nailed
what I
it.
see what you did there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, you Jewish son of a bitch. All right. By the way, there's not enough dots here. There should be another dot.
That's okay.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Meh. Who cares?
You get the idea, right?
Yeah.
You get the idea.
Well, speaking of getting the idea, you get the idea of what Brendan Schaub's saying here. He's basically saying that now that the UFC has moved over to the ESPN deal, Dana White is the face of the company now, which if he wasn't already the face of the company before, he is now.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Vlad.
Brendan Slop has that jealous ex-girlfriend syndrome and takes every opportunity to shit on Dana but hides it behind the look I like the UFC but. Also, is the world flat or rounds? No explanation. JBH you first.
Round.
Okay. Is it? What do you think, Jess? Is the world flat around?
It's as round as a booby.
I'm gonna say it's a donut. Donut Earth. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Donut shaped Earth. I don't think it really matters, right? Because there's really nothing we can do, whether it's flat or round. By the way, it's round. But there really is nothing we can do, nor Right. I mean, we're going to fly out to space, everybody? Or are we just going to argue? I think just human beings enjoy arguing with each other. I think that's the thing. We like to just make fun of each other and argue about stupid shit. And Flat Earth is stupid shit. Right? I mean, if you think about it, it's a dumb argument.
Well,
because what is it going to get?
Every argument is a dumb argument.
I want to dig up Christopher Columbus, and he'd be like, yes, finally, people believe me. All right.
So.
Yeah. Super
never
chat.
fails.
Patty!
Dana is tomato head, but he's my tomato head.
He's my tomato head. You know, and I've said this before. Dana White, yes, I can see how people get annoyed by him, and everyone's blaming Dana White. But I think as a promoter, I think he's good. I really do. Watching the UFC press conferences without Dana White, the last one, I didn't even bother. I don't know who the other guy is. Who is the other guy at the press conferences that fills in? I'm assuming he's another owner or some shit like that. Or does anyone know who in the chat who he is? No one cares.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Your story sucks. Just donated.
Bro, no one cares about a head-on collision. Big freaking deal. That's not scary. That's not hard. When I was growing up in the mean streets of Douglaston Hills, they didn't even enforce jaywalking laws. They even let people double park.
That is pretty fucked up. I can't believe they would let people double park over there.
Sounds like a scary way to grow up.
It's a terrible neighborhood and terrible story. Wow, people are comparing sob stories here. Douglaston Hills. All right. But I think the fighters, yes, with the whole Reebok deal and this whole ESPN thing, I do feel like it doesn't really help the fighters. It doesn't in any way. Like we said before, if they were allowed to have at least banners up to have their sponsors, shown, that would make sense. How many times do I got to say this, though? I mean, I got to say this over and over and over again. There needs to be a union, and the fighters need to band together. Enough is enough.
Union schmunion.
What? You don't think there should be?
Union schmunion.
That's the only protection they're going to have.
What?
I mean, they are raped, the fighters.
Not all unions are successful.
And this is not Dana White's fault. People are criticizing Dana White for making money and doing his job and getting... Like, Dana White's not there to make all these fighters happy and make sure everyone's... No, he's an asshole promoter. That's what he is. Like, I don't understand. Everyone's like, oh my God, fucking Dana White, he's so terrible. I mean, what promoter is a stand-up guy? Name one.
I mean, look at that face.
Name one. Yeah, but name
that looks
one
like
promoter.
A stand-up face to me.
It's like a meter maid. Now, shout out to the meter maid MMA-Holes out there. But the people that give parking tickets, it's a shit job. Like that, your job is to fuck people. Like that is your job. Now, if you do it well and you give a lot of tickets to innocent people that are trying to just run to the candy store and back into the car, it doesn't matter. You do it well, you get paid, you feed your family, you move on. That is your job. That's your choice. You're a lawyer, you defend criminals. That's your job. Dana White's job is a fucking promoter. His job is not to fucking be like, are you making enough money? No, he's not. That's not his job. So everyone's saying, oh, Dana White's such an asshole. For what? Doing his job right? It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
And Brendan Schaub, he's starting to get on my fucking nerves.
Super chat.
Real.
Forehead from Trident Fights is a stand-up guy.
You know what? He is.
That's a fair point.
He is a stand-up guy. I sit corrected over here. Forehead, Dana White, right? That's pretty much how that works. But that's the thing I don't understand. Like, everyone's just like, oh my God, he's such a horrible person. His job is to be a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? And I think for being, for having a fucked up job, he still is not terrible to these guys. No, he does throw his fighters under the bus. He does say stupid shit at press conferences.
Well,
but
his fighters also throw him under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, I had bosses that were complete assholes that I would literally get in their face, they would get in my face, and we would be screaming at each other where the spit was bouncing off of each other's faces, right? But I understood he was doing his job. His job is to be an asshole. I mean, I don't get it. Now, the fighters need to fucking stand together. The fighters need to get together and say, hold on a second here. It's not fucking Dana White. It's not this person. It's not that person. We are the ones that are fighting. If they all get together and say, enough's enough,
petition.
Let's get fucking let's get our sponsors back on banners. If you don't want it, if you can't get it on your shorts because you have this Reebok deal that's completely ridiculous, then at least give them the fucking banners. Or give them a fucking flag on the way out. Pizza Hut. Roscoe's Chicken and
Great
Waffles.
idea. Pizza Hut.
Just fucking wave the flag around. Why is that such a big deal?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
They're so smart.
Chuck E. Cheese. Wave it around on the way to the cage. I mean, it is crazy. Just band together. Everyone get together and let's do this. If there's no superstars, if Cowboy Cerrone's headlining a card and making $400,000, and then you got other fighters making $1 million, because then get the union together.
It's like, what the heck?
It doesn't make sense. Like I just can't wrap my head around it. But Brendan Schaub saying these fighters are fucked. It's like, wah, cry me a river. So do something. You know? Brendan Schaub, why don't you lead the revolt to the union? Why don't you start it up? You know? Say, okay, I'm going to start this fighters union for you guys. I'm going to represent it for you guys. I'm a former fighter. I'm going to be the mouth for you guys. Until you do that, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck
right?
up.
I mean, seriously. All right, the fighters are fucked. So you're a former fighter. Why don't you start a fucking union for these guys? Why don't you wave the fucking flag, and why don't you represent these motherfuckers instead of sitting on your comfy couch and just criticize?
What he said.
That's my opinion. Let's see what the chat says.
D. Brown's Super Sage North Cup fight Friday at 1FC Studio. Staley Vigo 02. I used to play in that giant pit of balls. Jetpack Laser Penis says the fighters are probably scared. One Tubin Mofo says Schaub is an idiot. Hope his comedy special bombs.
Oh, man.
Sean Hart says, Michael Anzalone, how ain't you doing? Khalil Rosa says, laughing my fucking ass off. Val, former motherfucker. J Dummy says, does anybody wonder where he'd be if Rogan hadn't told him he's funny?
I mean, listen, credit to the guy for doing his thing, his stand-up, his podcast. The guy's doing a great job, you know, getting his name out there, and people are actually going to his show. So kudos for that. But back your shit up. He's all talk. Brett.
Haven't donated in a while. Respect time dues owed.
Brett
Wow.
Baratheon.
Thanks,
Brett
Brett Baratheon.
By the way, what do you think? Brett Baratheon. Now, is that Brett Baratheon's son that banged Arya?
Yes.
Is that his son? Who is congratulations, your son
Absolutely.
banged Arya, the little kid. Thank you for that donation, and welcome back, motherfucker. All right, let's see what the chat says.
Jetpack says Brendan Schaub sucked dicks to get that comedy special.
Oh.
Man is ha 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 ha, says Darren McKinley. What's poppin', y'all? Wakanda Cannabis Canada, says D. Brown. One Tube and Mofo says, just because we like Joe Rogan doesn't mean we have to like his stupid friends.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't hate Brendan Schaub. I give him all the credit in the world for what he's doing over here, okay? Good for him for putting together a career after fighting. It's got to be difficult. You're in the cage. You know, it doesn't work out. You know, you get beaten to a pulp a couple times. You're like, all right, this is enough's enough.
Yes.
I fucked Ronda Rousey.
Well,
I'm going to start a podcast. What?
I think it was just a cover-up.
What do you mean a cover-up?
Well.
You think he's gay? You think Schaub is... Do you think
No
he's
comment.
gay? He's got a kid.
You can't
They had to
stop us
put it
at
in
the
something.
So?
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Real.
Unions are for commies. That's not that answer, nor will it ever happen in the UFC. For fighters to get paid more, they have to fight out their contracts and compete in free agency with Bellator. 1. Resurrect. Do what Eddie did. That's the only way.
See, now...
That's the only way.
And thank you for the donation. That is an answer, right? But maybe they don't want to fucking go to Japan. Maybe they want to live in the States. Maybe they don't want to go to fucking Japan. They want to fight for this flashy UFC organization.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Jessica J.
Happy birthday, JBH.
4 more days. But thank you, Jessica G.
Now, behind you, Jesse, you have a package. Do you open it on
Yes.
Fuka Friday,
I
or
want
do
to
you
open it today.
tonight?
I want to open it today.
Vote in the chat.
No vote. It's my package. I want to open it today.
But your birthday's Sunday.
I like opening things.
But your birthday's Sunday.
So I want to open it today.
All right. I guess no vote. So stay tuned. Jesse's going to open the package. What's in the box? Jews have the chosen sperm.
The only way a union could work is if the superstars went on strike with the drones. The UFC will pay the stars a ton, and a union can never be.
See, now, I agree that you're going to have to get some stars involved in this thing, but I think you can. Now, they tried with Cowboy Cerrone. He's just like, nah, fuck it. That's not going to happen. You know, well, I'm going to make these deals behind closed doors. It's like anything. Like people, you never could get everyone on board. But if you get enough people on board, I really feel it's going to work. I really do. It's the only solution right now. Everyone's got to get on board. If everyone's pissed off, let's do this. Brett Baratheon.
So mad at liberal writing on GOT at Suckstong.
Brett, we're gonna have to talk about it. I would love to get into that right now. On the second channel, I spoke about it briefly, but I disagree. Listen, I am not falling into the trap of everyone being like, they finished the show before the books. Oh my God, the character development, this and that. We have one more episode left. The last episode was fucking fantastic. I mean, it was fantastic. What are we talking about here? I was just talking to my mom about it. My mom agreed. Me and my mom on the same page here. Me and my mom are good to go. I look on the internet and they're just bashing everyone. I'm not going to get into that now, but come on. What more do you want? It's a TV show. Enjoy it. It's silly. The dragon was going cray-cray.
God.
Anyway.
All right. Let's open the pulse gift.
Wait, hold on a second.
No,
Maybe we're not done with this. I think the topic of a union is interesting because here's the thing. Okay. We run a business, and I came from a union, okay?
Imagine down the road your employees form a union against you.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I see both sides, okay? Now, say the MMA-Holes takes off. It will happen. The MMA-Holes gets fucking mega, right? And we have a huge, how does Trump do it? Huge. He does something with his hands. What does he do? What is the thing that he does with his hands?
Trump?
Huge.
He does this
huge thing? I don't know what just fucking happened there. But we get a bunch of people working under us, and they're like, these MMA-Holes, I'm not standing for their terrible way of running a business. I'm going to start a union and blah, 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 and we get screwed, right? It sucks for people that run the business, of course, right? But if I didn't have a union, if I didn't work for a union for 16 years, if I didn't have this thing, I would have been fucked. I would have been fired a million times. Brought back and fired again. It would have been ridiculous. You know, for just stupid shit. What the UFC is doing right now to these people that are on their roster is ridiculous. It is. But why are they doing it? Because they can. The only way the fighters can stop this is to stop being pussified and start the union. Enough's enough. UFC rich kids.
Another big issue is there are too many rich kids in the UFC like BJ Penn, Marty Usman. They take title fights for dog shit cash, which undercuts the market value of a title fight, screwing other fighters.
And that's the problem. There you go. Thank you, UFC rich kids. Not necessarily rich kids, but the people that just don't give a fuck. They're so happy to fight under the lights that they're not going to take a chance. They're not going to take a chance for their families, for anything else. All they know is fighting. That's all they want to do is fight. And under the bright lights of the UFC, it's the greatest thing in the world. They'll live on a fucking inside of their car. They'll live on their friend's couch just to be in the UFC. And those are the people that won't be able to jump into this union because this is all they ever wanted. The other people that are getting paid in other ways are not going to jump in there because they have their sponsors outside of the thing. So that is the problem. These fighters need to get together. They really do need to get together and say, listen, this whole Reebok thing's ridiculous. This ESPN Plus thing's ridiculous. We got to take a stand. You know, if they don't do that, then it's on them. We can't feel bad for these fighters, and that is the problem. We can't feel bad for these people that they do. They put their lives on the line. It's a crazy profession to be in. But we can't feel bad for them. We can't. Unless they take this stand, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. And Brendan Schaub whining about these fighters being fucked. What do you think? The UFC should give a shit? They're running a business. It's just how it works. That's my point. I think I'm done with my point.
Fair point, Moss.
JBH, what do you got?
Fair point. How do you follow up that?
It's amazing. All right, chat room, what do you say? I'd love to know both sides of the situation.
We will unite against Moss and JBH for missing our clever wit in the chat. We all have put a classic in the chat that just goes past unappreciated. Aw, poor babies. Staley Vigo says, I only associate with homeless fags. Jews have the chosen sperm. Says, then the fighters must strike. Jessica G says, that box in the background is big enough to be the home of chocolate BBCs. It's a big box. Jews have the chosen sperm says no union in boxing. Jessica G definitely BBC chocolate. Post resurrected says enough union talk. Actually, I want my giant package in her hands now.
Pulse.
Boom, roasted.
All right. no union in boxing, okay? Do you think boxers, other than the big dogs, do you think they really get paid a lot? How many people are boxing under these?
I think they could get paid more than UFC
Nope.
fighters.
Nope. So UFC fighters, right? If you look at a UFC card, it's stacked with more talent, right? More known fighters. If you look at these boxing cards, it's like, okay, stud versus stud or star versus star. And then you have an undercard a co-main event that's like, okay, we kind of know these people. And then you got the other people. They're getting paid nothing, those other people. They're getting paid. And boxers fight so many times out of the year. I mean, yes, the big dogs are getting paid, but the other boxers aren't getting paid a fucking fortune. These people are living. You see how boxers live? I've seen a million documentaries where these people are living just like the UFC fighters, if not worse. So maybe they need a union too. Now boxing, I could never see it happening. They need to start a union now at the UFC before the UFC becomes boxing, because then you are fucked. Fighters, listen to me. Fucking pull your heads out of your ass. When the UFC has signed a deal with ESPN, donation. Rich kids run the UFC.
There is a better chance of Pamela Anderson transforming back to her 21-year-old form and rimming my ass every night before bed than a union in the UFC. These are all fighters, not a team sport. Rich kids will undercut like Marty, Uriah Faber, JJ, BJ.
There you go. All right, so there's rich kids run the UFC. These are fighters, not a team sport. See, here's the thing. If you're working at a job and say you're loading trucks or something like that, that's not a team sport. You're basically every man for himself. So I disagree. But here's the deal. Before the UFC, the UFC already signed with ESPN, right?
Yes.
So they're already playing with big people here. It might be too late now, but you still have a chance. It's still not boxing. Once the UFC, once they become mega like boxing, then forget it. The fighters have no shot at doing a union. Zero shot. Baseball has a fucking union. Come on, guys. Like, look how big baseball is. Why could they have a union and the fucking UFC can't have a union? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't...
Super chat.
Brett Baratheon.
Did your sub count drop? What is wrong with people?
Did our sub count drop? Not much. I don't think it did. Usually when we spiked like 600 subs, and then usually you lose around 20 or 40, and then you go into the next fight night, and it's basically that. But no, it didn't drop much at all. But there is a lot wrong with people. All right, a couple more comments from the chat, and then Jessie is going to open up her present, her box.
Stephen Perry says Burger King has team. Mark Jackson says Streetwalkers Union. Kanoda74, here's the thing, too. Being a UFC fighter is a gamble. It's not like they're a utility company and are doing work that benefits the general public. You're signing up to be a fighter. Curtis Reynolds says the people you train with are part of your team. Your ring guys are a part of the team. You give your trainers a percentage of your winnings. One Tube and Mofo says it would be easy to do. It would simply take sacrifice. They would have to collectively agree to potentially walk out on pay-per-view events if they don't get an opportunity to negotiate a deal.
Exactly. That's what has to happen. And could you imagine, like, UFC 239, Jon Jones, and then half the card just walks out? Could you imagine? What do they do?
I couldn't imagine.
But that's how you do it. And what do? They start firing people. But if everyone does it, you got to fucking listen. It is scary. It is a scary thing, but
super chat. That's
the only answer. Jews, smartest person.
Baseball, basketball is organized. Football is not.
Okay, there you go. There's Jews have it says football is not organized, but everything else is when it comes to basketball and baseball. So there is the Jews' opinion, because they have the smartest sperm, the chosen sperm. All right, Jesse. This is a good topic over here. People are on fire, but we have something really important to take care of. Pulse has sent you a birthday present. Well, we think is a birthday present. Is that proper 12 over here? We should move that out of the frame. Doesn't need to be there. Or you can put it right here. MMA-Holes. Now, Jesse has a proper 12 cock. All right. Open up your present from Pulse Reloaded. Now, Jesse's birthday is Sunday. She's turning 72. And it is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
If you'd like to send Jessie something, there is an address down below. You can send it to her. And this is a big box.
What could it be?
It's a big box Jessie has in her hand. Donation. CHOO. Unions suck.
If my employees were to unionize and demand more expensive benefits, I'd have to fire half of them. Unions can lick my balls. The teachers' union sucks. The steel unions suck. Education costs more because of union. Steel costs more because of unions.
It's true.
Listen, I understand both sides of the deal. I get both sides. I get it. I totally get it. But like I said, instead of complaining, the UFC, the people that run their own business, okay? If the people that are working for you say, you know what? You guys aren't treating me fair. Those decisions that you're making to better the business, they're not good for me and my family. What are you going to say to them? Quit. Right? That's what you're going to say. See you later. That's what you're going to do. This is the only way that the fighters have a chance to defend themselves. It's the only thing that they have. And if they don't do it, then don't complain. And Brendan Schaub should be the fucking face of it. If that or shut up. All right, back to the box, Jessie. Jessie wants to open her package, guys.
Yeah.
Fuck topics. More about the package.
It's true.
Open it up. All right, here we go.
How do you say his name? Medgaz guy?
Yeah.
Medgaz guy. 23. I almost forgot how old I was a couple days ago. But Moss so kindly reminded me.
Remind you of what?
How old I was.
I know, it's fucking old, man.
23 years old. It's not even a milestone. I'm not even excited about it.
What are you talking about? You're turning into Michael Jordan. Or, what's his name? LeBron James. You're turning into LeBron James on Saturday. On Sunday. All right, so here we go. Jessie is opening up the box, and let's see what's inside this box. Now, to those of you who are listening in Podbean and iTunes, I'm sure this is riveting. But we will describe what is in the box. What's in the box? What is that?
Green bags.
Green bags. You always wanted green bags.
Thanks, Pulse.
All right.
For the green bags.
So green bags. All right. Thank you, Pulse. I appreciate it.
No,
is that it?
Manny, he's 19, not 20.
Okay, let's see.
I hope I can flip this upside down, Pulse.
Well, it doesn't say Fragile. Now, shouldn't you be wearing gloves? I mean, Pulse sent it. You never know. He gave me a fake autograph, for God's sake.
In no particular way can I unwrap this.
What is that? That's
another box.
It's has got some wrapping paper on it.
You wrapped a box and put it in a box? Oh, this is sketch.
All right.
This is sketch.
So Pulse put a box inside a box, but the box is wrapped inside an unwrapped box.
Come on. This is so sketchy.
It's got some stains on the bottom. I don't know what that is. That could be jizz. Make sure you wash your hands after this segment.
I don't know how I feel about this, Pulse.
This is an odd thing. Now, it's very generous of you to send a package to us. I do appreciate that. But we are nervous. Jessie thinks there's a head in the box. All right, let's see. Let's see. Now, do you think Pulse actually wrapped that? Hold on. You know, let's go to the casting couch cam. How about we do this? Jess, we have a casting couch cam. Why don't you open it up over there? Throw it on the couch. All right, let's see.
No, because then I can't hear. I can't hear through my headphones.
So put the headphones on next to the couch. That's why they're there. All right, there it is. So you look at that. We got this thing here. Might as well use it. So what is up with the chat? Our chat's fucked up?
Huh?
No, chat's fucked up over here.
Okay.
What you got?
Card first. Card first. I don't know how you're letting Jessie handle the jizz marinated box without gloves.
Yeah, I told her beforehand, just fucking put some gloves on.
I got a nice card. Oh, open the card last?
Oh, okay.
Oh, but I already opened
the
envelope.
So just don't read it. Don't read the card. This segment's going. This is a 45-minute segment of Jessie opening a box. All right, here we go. All right, you're killing me. Can you stay on the couch?
Casting couch. I don't want to do the casting couch. All right.
All right, what's in there? Jessie's cringing right now.
I don't know. It looks like fast food.
Oh, it's a cheeseburger in there. There's fast food in there? What? What the fuck?
Wine, spirits, finer foods.
All right, let's see. Did he actually put food in the bag?
don't know.
What? Nah.
What is that?
There's like a million rappers. Oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. I don't know, Jess is afraid. All right, hold on. It looks like another box inside this package. What do we got? Uh-oh, Jess is excited.
Yo.
She's going gangster right now. I guess.
Yo.
What do we got? Oh, Patron. Yes.
Let's see if I can show you.
Mexicano.
Super chat.
Super chat. What do we got? Real?
JBH is the boss. She said no casting couch.
Because it's easier for me.
Hashtag simp.
Yeah, she's so bossy, right? It's ridiculous.
Stop it. It's easier for me. Don't be an
Yeah.
asshole. Yo, Pulse.
All right.
Hooking it up.
That's pretty cool. Look at that, Patron. And pretty nice. And Jesse's got what? What is that,
Sex
Jesse?
on the beach.
Sex on the beach.
They're little shots. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool. Nice stuff.
That's pretty cool. All right.
I think the wrapping
Man,
was the best.
Pulse always provides, man. That's crazy. All right, let's see. Ooh. Buttery nipple chocolate. I've never tried
What
this.
is it called?
Buttery nipple chocolate.
Ooh, buttery nipple chocolate. There we go. Okay. So there's some butter.
White girl wasted.
There we go. Jesse's got it all here. Pulse is
All right.
more. And she knocks into the microphone, creates AIDS of the ears. What do we got there, Jess?
Chocolate.
Oh, little
Chocolate.
chocolate.
Ah, it's a baking bar.
What's up with my chat? All right, so a baking bar. Say what else it is while I try to fix this chat room.
Okay. Hemp roll.
Oh, what's that?
1 gram of premium CBD hemp roll.
Nice. He's got that
Wait, so-
CBD on point.
Look at this thing. Look at.
I'm trying to fix the show. Excuse me. So what is that?
I don't know. I've never seen this before. Pulse, you're gonna have to help me out here. Keep away from children. Do not open or do not operate heavy machinery after consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you consume it?
I don't know.
How do you consume it, Pulse? You gotta help me. I'm new to the CBD hemp world. I don't.
So there you go. Look at
So-
that.
Fat blunt. Oh. So you smoke it? I don't fucking know. Do you smoke it?
I don't know what that is.
I mean, it looks like a blunt, right?
Hemp roll. Let's see. I think you put, I don't know, 1 gram of a premium CBD hemp flower.
Smoke it.
Well, I guess you do smoke
I
that,
know.
yeah.
Thanks, Jessica.
Oh, yeah. It's like a little cigarette. So you smoke it, and that's pretty cool.
Well, you guys, yeah, I've
All right.
never.
Look at that. Pulse fucking hooking it up. Very nice of you, Pulse. Look
That's
at
pretty cool. All right, one more thing.
Wow, there's more? But wait, there's more.
Chocolate peanut butter brownies. Yes! This diet of yours is right out the window for me.
Well, you've been fiending. You might as well just fucking throw it in your fat face right now. 'Cause you've been fiending this.
Okay, I think
Pretty
that's
cool.
it. Do I open the card now?
I guess you could.
Yo.
Good stuff.
Pulse,
Look, a lot of
Pulse
goodies.
is the man.
Throw this on the casting couch over here.
No,
So
I
you
want it close to
can't even see it.
I want it close to me.
Okay.
Jello shots, chocolate.
We will get to
Tequila.
MMA news, I promise.
Oh,
Jesse's
goodness.
opening some
a
goodies.
blunt.
You should consume it all at one time. All right, so Jesse's going to read the card from Pulse Reloaded, and let's see what the card says.
You came into the world stark naked. Every time you take a bath or a shower, you're stark naked. When you change your clothes, you're stark naked. And now it's your birthday, so please try to control yourself. Happy birthday, Jesse. From your mod, Pulse Reloaded, whose own birthday is December 27th. P.S. You have a beautiful singing voice. Anywho, please enjoy your B-Day and these gifts to help aid your future drunk baking streams. All the best, Pulse.
Wow. That was actually very well put together by Pulse, and I think
He's such a good guy.
I think the cat's out of the bag now, right? About the moderator thing. Look at that.
What a good guy Pulse is.
Thumbs up for Pulse. Everyone, a round of applause for Pulse. Pulse Reloaded in the chat, who made it rain with gifts, shower JBH with gifts, and happy birthday to
I want to end
Jesse.
the stream now so I can go play with my gifts.
Well, I'll tell you what. In honor of those gifts, let's celebrate because we have 50 likes. In honor of Pulse, Let's beat the shit out of the ceiling and get into the MMA news.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes. MMA-Holes 50 likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
All right, 4 dick chokers and 58 people hanging with the boys. All right, so shout out to Pulse Reloaded and everyone in the chat for hanging with us. We do appreciate it. And we got a couple of new subs, so welcome to the new subs to the channel. And we got a donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
It's Pulse Reloaded.
That's right, motherfuckers. Actual sticky icky icky ooh ee ee.
Actual sticky icky icky. So there you go, Pulse Reloaded, making it happen. And thank you very much. That was wonderful.
Wonderful.
I want to try this blunt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you try it after the show? Or maybe on Not the MMA Holes, you can try it out over there. Or
where do you find something like this?
I don't know, but I am not smoking that. That looks sketchy as fuck.
I kind of want to try
it. You can. I'll make sure I'll have 911 on speed dial for you. Here we go. All right, so we spoke about this. These fighters are fucked. Brett and Schaub saying about the UFC. But let's get into some more stories because we have been 43 minutes into the show and we have not gotten into much of the goodies. The goodies. All right. Let's go, Jesse. Get into the news.
All right. According to MMAnews.com, Michael Bisping says Andrade's KO over Namajunas was a kind of a fluke. Michael Bisping doesn't want to rain on Jessica Andrade's parade, but he's never one to hide his opinions. On May 11th, Andrade challenged Rose Namajunas for the UFC strawweight title. Rose had a stellar opening round, utilizing her footwork and solid striking to take the round with ease. Things changed emphatically in the second stanza when Andrade slammed Rose to the mat. Thug Rose's head bounced off the canvas and she was out cold. Bisping says Andrade's win was kind of a fluke. During an edition of his Believe You Me podcast, Bisping explained why he believes Andrade's KO slam was a fluke. He said this. Listen, Jessica Andrade is now the champ. I didn't see it happening, to be honest. Do you know what? I think, and I shouldn't say this because it's doing a disservice to Jessica Andrade and maybe even being disrespectful, which I'm not trying to do, it was kind of a fluke. Do you know what I mean? This doesn't happen. She's done that move a lot. Generally, people don't land on the head and get knocked out. That's not to say in a rematch she couldn't win, but I definitely favor Rose in the rematch after what I saw in that first round and a half. That said, I said that does come off a little bit disrespectful. That's not my intention.
All right. So a couple of things I agree, a couple of things I don't agree with in that statement. I do agree that Rose was looking fantastic in that fight, and I do think that if she didn't get slammed on her head, I still feel that Rose would have won that fight. With that being said, there was something off, and we weren't sure if it was cardio or if she was hurt, but the way she handled that slam, that fluke slam, that kind of a fluke slam, it looked like she was trying to go for that finish. She was trying to grab an arm, tweak something on the way down, go for a submission, and I think she was looking for an out. I really do. She was slowing down. So we'll never know. We can argue about it. We'll never know. What I do think is there should be a rematch. I would like to see a rematch because Rose looking so good and then getting slammed like that, I think it's deserving of the rematch. Plus, Rose took the fight in Brazil. She's the champion. She went to Brazil in hostile territory. I think it just makes sense. Jess, what do you say?
I kind of agree with Bisping on the fact that it may have been a fluke because I do think Rose was winning that first round and a half. And like he said, we've seen Andrade do that move before and not drop fighters on their head. So I think it was a little circumstantial that Rose, ended up falling on her head. She got knocked out. I have a feeling she could have won that fight, and I would give it to Rose in the rematch.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a rematch is inevitable. And like some people in the chat are saying, if Rose wants the rematch, we don't know. I think Rose is going to come back. She just didn't know how to handle that situation. She didn't do a horrible job handling it, but it just seemed like she was like, I was slammed on my head. I'm not sure how I'm going to answer these questions. She was talking about possibly leaving the game. I think she will be back because going out like that, especially with how good she looked, I don't see it. But who knows it, Rose? She's an interesting individual. Jessica Jake.
You couldn't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Rose's leg was fucked up, and she was hobbling around. I agree she was winning, but she slowed down a lot after that first round.
Yeah, we don't know if it was her leg. She never said what the problem was. Was she gassing? Was she hurt? We don't know. And it sucks. We'll never know because I don't think Rose would ever say. Maybe down the road she'd say. But I didn't really see her hobbling, but I did see her slow down. And
I saw her hobbling a little bit.
It's tough to say in the heat of the moment in a fight like that. Like, for instance, when Henry Cejudo fought Mighty Mouse, right? And all of a sudden, like, he tweaked his ankle and he couldn't stand up on it, remember? And then all of a sudden, second round, he was good to go. Like, he was fine. I don't know if the leg was done up as bad. I'm not sure. I don't think we'll ever know, And was it cardio? Was it the leg? I'm not sure what it was, but I do believe that Rose, something was off. Something was wrong. So let's just run this thing back, man. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what the chat says.
Uncle Creepy says, I agree. It all happened so quick and now not how she visioned. So naturally, her reaction was unsure what's next. Mr. Wiggle says, Andrade tapped. Have you guys addressed this? Oh!
Yeah, I don't.
saw that video.
Yeah, I mean, let's see.
That's a good
I can find
point.
it right here.
But did
I don't
she
buy
tap?
it. No.
Or was she... Cause
she went like this. So
but
she had Rose in the air.
multiple times like this.
Yeah, but all right, I'll show it now. Let's see if I can find
That's
this
a good
thing.
point.
All right, so we're going to go over to the MMAHoles.com. The MMAHoles.com. Now, make sure if you haven't checked out the MMAHoles.com, get over there. Get over there immediately because JBH is putting fucking meals on there. No,
look at those freaking enchiladas that
they were pretty good. Pretty good. They were wonderful. But get your asses over to the MMAHoles.com because we are going to open up some new doors over here on this wonderful, wonderful website over here. So check it out. The MMA Holes are hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
On this website. But we are looking, and this is breaking news, hopefully soon, we are looking to bring back
goat milk.
We are looking to bring back goat milk. So how pumped up are you? Now, some new people in the chat be like, what is goat milk? Well, you're going to have to join the MMAHoles.com to find out what that is. And it is wonderful, wonderful. Goat milk leads to more giveaways, and we're looking to throw that back into the mix. So shout out to the goat milk. Let me know what the ones in the chat if you were around, if you're an OG and you were around for the milk. All right, so what am I doing? I'm going to Ann H. Ann H.
We're looking for Andrade tapping.
Yeah, let's go to Ann's page. I don't know if I could. Can I? Let's see. What is she? The knitter? Can I search for her? No, I don't think I can search for her, right? Is that thing fixed?
I don't know.
Oh, it's 2 T's. Whoops.
No. You have to go to members.
I
Not
fucked
search.
up.
That's okay. Just click the 3 bars.
Oh, I forgot how to use the website.
Members.
I'm spelling knitter wrong. Members. There we go.
Ta-da.
Ah, Jesse. See, I don't even know how to use my own site. All right.
Start
so here we
typing
go.
in the search bar.
Oh, there's the search. The KNITTER.
Is it all one? Or
there she is, the knitter. All right. So let's go over to the knitter. Now you can make your own profile over here on the MMAHoles.com. And how do I see your profile?
You click mutual friends. Stop clicking mutual friends. Click your name.
Oops, I got to click her. See? I don't even know how to use this fucking website. That's why we learn on air. There's the niter. Okay, here it is. Here's the video, correct? Is this the video? I think this is it. All right, we got to take that down. All right, so.
Watch this.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom in. I don't, right off the bat, I don't think it's a tap. I really don't, but I could see the argument. All right, get nice and close. It's a little fuzzy, but hang with us. Okay, here we go. So Andrade is picking her up.
What was that?
Okay, that wasn't a tap. Now, it is a bizarre gesture.
Why would she do that? Why would she do that?
I don't understand where the tap would be, though. What is she tapping? I think she was just trying to get the balance and figure out where she was going to slam her. Like, I mean, I don't see where the tap, like what would have made her even tap, right? She's picking her up. Now Rose is cranking the left arm, it looks like, but Andrade...
Oh, you know what? Rose is trying to crank the left arm. She was probably trying to grab her arm and fight it. Keep Rose from pulling that arm back.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah. She lifts her up. Now Rose here going for the arm.
See there? Yeah, she was probably trying to grab her arm.
Yeah, and couldn't get to it.
Yeah, and keep it. That's probably what she was doing.
That wasn't a tap. But to the flat earthers, what do you guys say in the chat?
She was reaching, trying to break the Kimura lock.
No, I think she was trying to grab her hand. Like, I think she was just trying to, stabilize her hand when she was... See, like, she goes up, and Rose wasn't even... That's actually pretty funny. Rose wasn't even... I thought she had more of her hand. She didn't even have her hand. So here you go. Watch this. Wow, that's crazy how she picked her up, though, huh? That's that EPO kicking in. Yeah, that wasn't a tap. Sorry. Hate to break it to you guys. By the way, how about Aljamain Sterling and Pedro Munoz going back and forth? What?
You always spoil the news. Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the news. We're like an hour in. We did barely any news.
Stop babbling and I can get to the news.
What are you talking about? You guys want to talk about something?
Spoiling the news and everything.
All right, so fucking talk about it already.
All right. The next news story, according to BJPenn.com, John Kavanagh is ready to get the old gang back together for the Conor McGregor fight.
Skip. Next story.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
All right.
Like, oh, hey, I'm ready to get back together with Conor McGregor. Of course you are. You have nothing else going on. You corner other fighters that no one gives a shit about. So, of course you're ready to get the gang back together. I hope Conor says no. I hope Conor goes into a completely other camp. That's what I hope he does. Just, I don't want the gang back together. You got that Owen Roddy who looks just like Kavanagh. They weirdly look alike. Freaks me out. Let's go back to Wonderboy.
MMA fighting Stephen Thompson eyes a late 2019 return. He says, I want to make sure I'm 100%. Stephen Thompson wants to guarantee that he is in full health when he returns to the octagon following his knockout loss to Anthony Pettis at UFC Nashville in March. Wonderboy made headlines for his reaction to the defeat. Hours after the event, Thompson shared his reaction to his first career knockout loss from the hospital, smiling as he praised the performance of Showtime. Speaking on the latest episode of Eurobash, Thompson underlined that he feels the need to represent martial arts in a positive fashion and as a role model to hundreds of students under his tutelage in South Carolina. He said, quote, it's just who I am as a person. I've never been knocked out before, and I guess it was something that was bound to happen. If you're in this sport long enough, it's bound to happen. And I think 9 out of 10 times I would get the win, but that's what makes this sport so exciting because you never know. I remember being in the hospital and my dad having me on Facebook Live. I think everyone just wanted to know how I felt afterwards, and I was all smiles, man. You get your ups and downs, and normally I'm on the other side of the knocking my opponents out. Of course, it was bound to happen to me, but I've got 600 kids watching me at home, and I wanted to set a good example for them as well. I wanted to let them know that they'll have their wins and their losses, but you've got to take your licks as well and keep on moving forward.
Well, that had to be a devastating loss for Thompson. I mean, he was winning the fight. Pettis bounces off the fence and just cracks him, knocks him the fuck out. Never been knocked out before. And then knocked out by a smaller guy like that. That must have been completely devastating for him. How do you bounce back from something like this? Stephen Thompson is a gatekeeper. It sucks, man. I like Wonderboy. I've met him multiple times, but he is definitely a gatekeeper.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Jessica G.
Tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. What if the tap was WWE level tap of letting you know him about to dump you on your head so Rose would know to sell it? Tongue.
Yeah, it did look like that, right? It's just like, hey Rose.
Conspiracy theory.
Hey Rose, remember when we went over before the fight? I'm just going to give you a 3-tap thing and I'm going to throw you on your head. You're not going to get back up. You're going to pretend you're in a lot of pain. You're going to sit on the stool. You're going to cry. And then we're going to be good to go. I'm going to win in front of my country.
She didn't cry.
Well, yeah, she didn't. She got a little teary-eyed in the cage, but not like horribly.
Yeah, because it hurt.
Nah. She's got a rubber neck. I mean, Barry's done worse to her. Bent her neck.
Will you guys stop with this Barry thing?
He's a piece of tard. Oh, here we go.
You guys have no idea how the relationship is behind closed doors.
Yeah, we do. I've seen it in person.
According to MMA News.com, UFC 238's Pedro Munoz warns bitch Aljamain Sterling.
So I watched Aljo's, and shout out to the Funk Master. I watched a little bit of Aljo's, what's it called? His podcast thing that he does on YouTube, and go subscribe to the Funk. And he was talking about this whole thing with Pedro Munoz calling him a bitch, and Jesse's going to get into the story in a second. But as soon as I saw this, that Aljo was talking about this, I was like, this is very uncharacteristic of PED Row Munoz.
Stop it.
It's very uncharacteristic
of
you guys
think everyone's on PEDs?
Row Munoz, who is linked to steroids, by the way. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but he actually is.
Yeah, but you guys are on this
Shocker.
Thing of like everyone's using PEDs now.
Not just me. The Funk Master was talking about it on his podcast as well and was calling him out nasty.
Well, of course he's going to do that because he's lining up a fight. Like, why else would he be saying those things? He
gets guilty as charged.
For his own health.
What is up with the Brazilians? Why can't we have a clean Brazilian? Why is Jessica Andrade a freak? Why is Chris Cyborg a freak? Why was Anderson Silva, Vitor Belfort?
Anderson Silva lost his last fight.
Yeah, no. Why were they on steroids? Why is Lyoto Machida on steroids? Jose Aldo was linked around it. Now, he wasn't convicted of the steroids, but a lot of people speculating that my man Jose was dabbling in the roid juice. And now Pedro Munoz as well. Let's get to this bitch story. I'm curious.
All right, Pedro Munoz is usually reserved ahead of his fights, but there is some bad blood with Aljamain Sterling. On June 8th, Munoz and Sterling will collide inside the United Center in Chicago, Illinois. The bout will be featured on the main card of UFC 238. Munoz versus Sterling could have title implications as Munoz is the 4th-ranked UFC bantamweight, while Sterling is just ahead of him at number 3. Munoz blasts Sterling ahead of UFC 238. Munoz spoke to reporters backstage at UFC 237, and it was clear that he didn't have many kind words for Sterling. Here's what he had to say. He's already giving an excuse for the loss. My case, what I had was 5 or 4 years ago before USADA. It was a mess. We were fighting for like 8 months. It was a mess. We spent a lot of money to prove my innocence. They couldn't find any substance. The only thing they say was that my testosterone level was higher than the other fights I did. I've been tested by USADA over 20 times. If he's saying that, he's a bitch. And June 8th, he's going to pay for it. I say what it is. For guys that act like a bitch, I call them like a bitch. The guys that don't, I don't have no reasons to say that. I'm not a trash talker, but when someone is talking, I hope you have proof that he's saying that, because I don't go on Twitter at all, because Twitter is a bunch of bitches that fucking go down and tweet a bunch of shit. I focus always on myself, and if he's doing that, he's a bitch, and June 8th, he's going to pay for it.
Sounds salty. I mean, if he was innocent, and here's the thing. Let me make this clear. Pedro Munoz seems like a complete sweetheart. Look at the last fight with Cody Garbrandt. Like, I was like, wow, this guy seems like one of the nicest guys in the world. And then the way he beat Garbrandt, I was like, shit, this guy's the real fucking deal, man. Look at this run that he's on. But, I mean, for him to get that upset about the steroid thing, right? It sounds a little guilty to me, doesn't it?
Well, I think he's protecting his image. You have to think, when you're a public icon like that, you know, when someone tries to taint your image, of course, I mean, I would get defensive, whether I was innocent or not. Like, here's the thing, even if I was innocent, I would probably get just as defensive, because some people are just highly defensive people. I'm a highly defensive person, so even if I'm innocent, I get extremely defensive because you're tainting someone's character. You know?
We got Vinny the Chin coming in.
When Sonny Red got clipped, Vito the Canadian was in the closet with a shotgun waiting for him. The signal came from Vinny Large. He brushed his hair back. Vito bursted out, and bang, Sonny Red was clipped. Happy birthday JBH, hashtag Mulberry Street Slice.
Yes, Mulberry Street Slice.
Vinny the Chin's back in action. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Back in action.
I think when you are accusing someone of something with the intent of tainting their character or tainting their image, it's only natural to get defensive. If I was innocent, I would still get defensive.
And that's a problem. I think that's a mistake that a lot of people make. The more defensive you are in a situation, no matter how innocent you are, you look guilty.
I disagree.
Yeah.
There's
well, we
absolutely
agree to
nothing
disagree.
wrong with trying with, you know, getting upset at someone. So
okay, let me flip.
When your image is tainted, that's all people remember. When someone hears your name, they're gonna think of that thing that tainted your image.
That's what it sounds like to me. This is how I look at it. Okay, if you are on the other side of the situation, right, and you're criticizing someone for cheating, say if you're running a podcast, okay, and then someone else is running a podcast just like your podcast, but they're cheating and they're getting more views and they're stealing your people, right? And you go on air and you're like, you know what? They're fucking cheating. They're getting these numbers because of this and because of that. And then if they come back, be like, what the fuck are you talking about? How dare you say I'm doing that? I'm not doing that. Blah, 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 blah. It's facts that I'm not doing that. Wouldn't you be like, you sound a little guilty?
God, I have the perfect argument for you right now, but...
No, don't use real life arguments here.
No, but
I'm
it's a
hypothetically
valid...
speaking.
No, this isn't hypothetically. This is how a person reacts to being accused.
Okay.
Okay.
So if someone's accused, right? And
then they shouldn't get defensive, right?
Exactly. You just made my point.
Oh, I have such a good argument. I want to say it so bad.
Mic the drop. All right.
It's not a mic drop. I have an argument, but you don't want me to bring personal life into it.
But that's what I'm saying. No. It's called an analogy.
But it's not a good analogy because it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
When someone is very defensive over something, to me, it sounds guilty. Now, to you, it doesn't. To me, it sounds guilty. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Pedro Munoz, is he guilty? Is he sounding a little defensive over a situation? I mean, if you're innocent, then why are you so defensive and calling? Now, it's very out of character calling someone a bitch like that. You know? I mean, it seems...
But you just explained that he doesn't trash talk unless someone comes after him. Sterling came after him. Of course he's going to respond. He's not just going to sit there and get fucking beat on the ground. And rightfully so. I wouldn't do that either.
All right, let's go to the chat.
Back.
We severely disagree. Donation.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Vinny the Chin.
I can tell you are not 100% Italian. In La Cosa Nostra, if you are accused of being a rat or skimming from the top, if you do not get super angry about it, and raise hell over it, possibly punch a lower level guy, they will think you're guilty. Shit test.
So, yeah, thankfully I'm not 100% Italian. I'm half Italian, and the rational side of me would not do that. If you get super defensive, I'm sorry. I've been on this earth for 42 years, and I've accused people of things, called them straight out to their face, and they were like, I'm like, got him. Win.
That is the most flawed logic.
And
it's so frustrating. Like, it frustrates me so much that you're like that.
Well, no, it's just how I am. Because
but it's not true. Even if you're wrong, like, there have been times like you could be completely fucking
you're
wrong.
You're very passionate about this
because it bothers me. Because I don't like people like that. I don't like people who try to like throw it in your face like they're right.
No,
like
it's
the most annoying thing in the world.
I'm not throwing anything in anyone's face.
No, but
all
that's
I'm
what
saying,
you do.
We're talking about Pedro Munoz.
No, this is a perfect example. That's what I'm talking about. When someone's accusing someone of something, if that person gets defensive about it, and then the person accusing goes, got him, all smug like that, bitch, smack him in the face.
See, I think that's...
Got him.
So here's the thing. That's
you deserve to get punched.
People that get triggered are my bitch.
That's such bullshit.
It's the truth. And the chat knows how this works.
Your ego is going to get fucking blown to smithereens one day.
It's called trolling 101. So if you back someone in the corner, you catch them on a lie, right? And then they get super defensive. You don't catch them on a lie.
You think you do, and you just get all smug.
Pedro Munoz, all of a sudden, calling Aljamain Sterling a bitch and this and that. Super uncharacteristic.
See, Joshua, you can get defensive because you're frustrated that you're being accused.
No, but then you're just proving that you're guilty.
No, you're frustrated. People get frustrated. Not everybody is like, oh, cool and collected and smug.
Well, yeah.
No, not everybody does that.
Well, they're retarded. I mean, what do you want me to say? What are you going to get mad for? There's no reason. Real.
JBH getting angry and defensive. Got him.
Yeah, you're right. You got him.
All right, let's see what the chat says. Is Pedro Munoz guilty or not? I mean, I don't understand why people get upset in the first place. Like,
I hate it. I honestly hate it.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, people get so triggered about this conversation. No need to get triggered. No one should get...
We're having a conversation.
Yeah, I know. No one should get upset about anything. Like, that's how I look at it. Now, if someone fucking walks up to me and punches me in the face, yes, I would be angry.
Man.
That would not be nice. Physical.
You're killing me right now.
Sticks and stones.
Your words do not match
break
your actions.
My bones. But names will never hurt me. All right, we'll move on because...
You better move on. Whew. You better move on.
All right, can we make a rule here? Listen,
what?
I love Conor McGregor, right? I'm a Conor fan. Conor's my guy.
Justin Gaethje's calling out Conor.
But, I mean, I'm literally getting sick of Conor. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I am so done with Conor. I need a fight. We should make a rule here on this show, right? Until we find out that Conor McGregor has a fight lined up, or perhaps verbally agreed to a fight maybe we should make a rule here on this show that we're not going to talk about him. What do you think? I mean, that could be shooting ourselves in the foot because ratings. You put Conor McGregor in a description.
Well, this isn't really about Conor. This is about what Gaethje's manager said about Conor.
All right, let's see what the
but
chat
it is,
says.
I guess, in a way about Conor.
Yeah, are you not getting sick of this guy?
Listen, I just pull the news.
All right. See what this story's
Don't
about.
Shoot the messenger.
I'm about to shoot myself. All right, what's this story about?
All right. According to BJPenn.com, manager says Justin Gaethje would slaughter Conor McGregor. With Khabib Nurmagomedov, Dustin Poirier, Donald Cerrone, Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz, and Max Holloway all currently booked, there aren't a lot of viable opponents left for former UFC lightweight and featherweight champ Conor McGregor. One option that is still available, however, is former World Series of Fighting lightweight king Justin Gaethje. While the idea of a McGregor versus Justin Gaethje fight is likely to excite many fans, Gaethje's manager Ali Abdelaziz does not believe the fight would be competitive. He believes his client would dominate the Irishman and used all kinds of creative metaphors to describe the color of Conor McGregor's flesh after a potential meeting with Gaethje.
What?
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
What's going on? Vinny, large D-chin.
Almost 20 minutes ago you were telling us how you would have screaming matches with your old bosses. Now you're saying you can't understand getting angry. JBH, just let it fly.
Yeah.
Say what you are holding out.
So-
Vinny the Chin is here to support you.
Vinny the Chin.
Oh my God.
Vinny the Chin, I hate to break it to you, but my boss was in my face, screaming in my face. I mean, I think I had a right to scream back. I think I did have a right. But Vinny the Chin, failed attempt, but congratulations. All right, so what are you saying? Gaethje's manager is Ali Abdelaziz.
You
Hold
can't
on.
stop the
Jessica
Siberian
G.
Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
What's Jessica have to say?
All it took was one fake article about that Kavanagh guy raping someone, and even though none of it was based in reality, he still gets called a rapist to this day. He got defensive because it never stopped. It's 20 whatever bad press doesn't go away.
Exactly
Wait, what is he
my
trying
point.
to say?
When I told you, I was like, when someone's trying to taint your image and then people hear your name down the road, all they think of is whatever story it was that tainted your image. So like Michael Jackson raping children. When someone thinks Michael Jackson, now all they think is pedophile. So the reason people get so defensive and frustrated is because you're trying to destroy someone's character. The way someone remembers you 10 years down the road is exactly how someone placed you as an image in present time. That's right. That's right.
It's crying.
Thank you, Jessica.
It's crying and it's admitting wrong.
Yeah, until your character is tainted.
What do you mean?
Wait.
I've
One
been
day
tainted.
someone will try to destroy your character,
Jesse,
and you will get frustrated about it.
I am immortal. I am Mystic Moss. Be seated. Back to the story. This is
don't
ridiculous.
be seated, me.
I'm telling everyone to be seated. This is ridiculous. You guys, stop crying. All right. So, Ali Abdelaziz, back up a second. So, Ali Abdelaziz says that Conor's skin color changed. What happened here?
No, he was basically giving a bunch of different, like, he was basically saying Justin Gaethje's going to destroy Conor. And that Conor's skin would be all sorts of different colors when Gaethje was done with them.
Ali Abdelaziz, man. Another one. These two guys, I mean, I don't know who's worse, Abdelaziz or Conor right now. For at least Conor has gotten into the cage and competed within the UFC. I mean, Ali Abdelaziz will all right, what else we got?
Ali Abdelaziz says that PFL's Kayla Harrison.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We have Real coming in.
JBH is right. Think about how I ruined Severe MMA's image with my post on the MMA-Holes.com. Gaethje would destroy that Irish cokehead.
You guys want to see that picture? Thank you, Real. Yeah, Severe MMA. We're saying this on the second channel, and shout out to our patrons. We'll give them another pop over here. If you go to our Patreon page, right, the MMA Holes, and listen, feel free to support. You go to the search section over here. You type in MMA, right, and we are number motherfucking 2, the home of the greatest dysfunctional MMA fans, right over here, the MMA Holes. We are number fucking 2. So we found on top was Severe MMA. So we did a little research, and Real did some research himself, and they have topped us. So we'll go to the wall and see Mr. Real's page over here, and he found a picture of our biggest competitor, Severe MMA. Let's see if I can find it. It's probably a ways down. By the way, shout out to Timeless CBD. We got to play a word from our sponsors. But they have a new pet tinctures. What does that mean, tinctures?
Tinctures.
What the fuck does that mean?
Like something that you consume, I think.
Nice try. Yeah, so CBD for pets. Pretty fucking cool, by the way. So CBD for pets. Here is a Rocky Balboa. Yeah, I don't know if you get it. That's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, we're going to scroll through some more. And these people are the goddamn savages over here. And here we go. Here's our biggest competitor over here, Severe MMA. I don't know much about these guys, but they are top dogs. So we need to pass them. We need to pass them. I mean, we passed them on YouTube, right? We are way ahead, light years ahead of them on YouTube. But now we need to pass them on Patreon. So Severe MMA, you're going down, motherfuckers. You are going down. We are taking you out. So become a patron, even if it's a $1 patron, so we can take these motherfuckers out. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Wonderful.
All right. What were we talking about? Oh, so Gaethje beating Conor McGregor, what Real said over there, too. I don't know if that's a layup. I mean, I could see the argument where Gaethje looks fantastic. He's been staying active. He seems like he's figured a couple things out. He's got the power. He's got a chin. But he lost to Eddie Alvarez, knocked the fuck out by Conor. He lost to Dustin Poirier, knocked the fuck out by Conor. Come on. Let's stop it. Stop it.
I'm so in love with you.
Stop it. Let's see what the chat says. Who wins that fight?
Real says, LOL. Sean Hart says he feeds his patrons his scraps, the fat food.
I can't. There's nothing like a good fat
Damika
joke.
Reynolds says that bare knuckle boxing is the future.
I love it.
Jessica G says, I check Severe MMA's patrons. Burger King is a patron. Long John Silver's is a patron. Jetpack Laser Penis the Third says McGregor KO's Gaethje on the feet. I'm sorry. Real Gaethje's leg kicks would destroy Conor. Stephen Perry until Conor hits him with that left hammer. Infinite Conscious says Conor will KO everyone in 13 seconds.
That's right. Everyone's out, right, Conor?
Yes, all right.
Let's move on.
According to MMA Junkie, Ali Abdelaziz says PFL's Kayla Harrison will be the greatest female fighter of all time. When WSOF, later rebranded as PFL, announced the signing of Kayla Harrison, it was pretty much a consensus that it was a big get. After all, despite what was then an 0-0 pro MMA record, it is not every day that you get a two-time Olympic judo champion in your roster. 4 professional fights and 4 wins later, though, just how valuable of a fighter does PFL have on their hands with Harrison? Her manager, Ali Abdelaziz, has a pretty high estimation.
Oh, no. Ali is her manager, too?
Yes.
Oh, fuck, Ali. God, we can't get away from this guy.
He said, quote, I believe PFL has won a prize of the greatest woman of all time. She's only 4-0, right? I make a lot of predictions on these shows, right? I think 90% of my predictions come true, right?
Wait, hold on a second, Jess. Hold that thought. I just thought of something. Nick Newell is fighting CES May 31st.
Yes.
Will Ali Abdelaziz be there?
Probably not.
Why do you say that?
I just don't think so.
He goes to local promotions.
He could be. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to be there.
Would you like to see Ali Abdelaziz on the MMA-Holes? Hit me with the ones in the chat if you would like to see that. I will definitely hunt that motherfucker down. And what's good about Ali Abdelaziz is he likes to fight in the crowd, too. He likes to get triggered real quick. So I'll be fucking smashed into a pulp in front of you, maybe on air, which would be fantastic. But you want to trigger Ali Abdelaziz? What do you think? That would be fun. We come back from our little break. We go over and check us out. The MMA Holes will be at CES 51. Nick Newell's headlining that. I would like to have a little fun with Ali Abdelaziz if he's there. What do you think? I see some ones. Okay. All right. So he is Kayla Harrison's manager as well. Interesting. Okay, back to the story.
He continued by saying, when it comes to fighting, you guys, we all understand fighting, but I feel fighting. I dream about fighting. I train with her. I train with guys. When Dana White came out and said Ronda Rousey can beat guys, no, Kayla Harrison can beat guys. I see Kayla Harrison knocking guys out in the gym.
But she's a guy, though. I mean, if she's
That's
a guy,
not funny.
Oh, no?
That's horrible.
She's wearing a wife beater, for God's sakes.
No, she's not.
That's not even a...
She's wearing a sports bra.
That's not a sports bra. That's
Yes,
a really
it is.
tiny wife beater.
A sports bra.
You know, Jesse, it's been a crazy show tonight.
Mm-hmm. It really has.
And if someone accused me of using steroids, to maintain my coolness and calmness,
Yeah.
I would like to use a product called Timeless CBD.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, for up to 20% off of your entire order. We use Timeless CBD and we haven't felt this good in years. We recommend Timeless CBD to anyone seeking treatment for numerous conditions. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
That's right, Timeless CBD.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So I see NH in the chat says it works. Michael Anzalone has tried it, NH has tried it, and NH
Jessica
said
G's tried it.
Jessica G's tried it. It seems like it does work. It works on us. 20% off. Promo code MMA-Hole. Check it out. Listen, if you're not down with the weed or any of that stuff, that's not what this is. This basically makes you calm down, cool, reduces the anxiety, helps you sleep. A lot of different products. Check it out. Link in the description. Promo code MMA-Hole, and you get 20% off. So glad to help out the peeps and get you guys some discounts. You know, help out the holes. Give back. All right, here we go. Another story here. Matt Serra.
According to MMA Fighting, Matt Serra doesn't think BJ Penn needs to retire. It's not like he's getting destroyed.
By the way, fake news. Jordan Spania says it doesn't work with pain. Not only has it worked, the rubs work on us. I've had neck pain. I've had wrist pain. My father had like a terrible pain in his thumb. Yep. Put the rub on, went away. It's not going to it doesn't do surgery on you. Like, it's not like if you need shoulder surgery, it stops the pain there, but doesn't make it go away. It just, makes it a little bit better. Subsides. Thank you.
And it
does work. I'm telling you.
And internal pain. I used to get chronic migraines, like crippling migraines, and I started taking 1,000 milligrams of the oil, just the oral oil a day, and I haven't had I had a minor migraine yesterday, but I think that was just from it being a long day. I
shit you not. I am not kidding. There's a reason why athletes use it. Like the Tyron Woodley uses it. There's a reason why athletes use this stuff. Justin Sumter drinks the CBD water. It helps recovery. It helps in a million different ways. You could just look it up for yourself. We got the discount down below. You could try it for yourself, or you could lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Over the weekend, BJ Penn set an ignominious record. The former two-division UFC champion became the owner of the longest losing streak in UFC history when he dropped his 7th straight fight in a row, losing a unanimous decision to Clay Guida at UFC 237. It's been an unfortunate turn for Penn. The man once known as the Prodigy has only won once this decade, a knockout of Matt Hughes at UFC 123. Tucker Carlson, the GOAT.
Everyone follow Tucker Carlson, the GOAT, on Instagram. Rumor has it he's in direct communication with USADA about a few fights. He's also worked to MVP being a bum. Give him a follow. He understand the retardation of the left wing. Hashtag felony Charles.
Everyone go follow Tucker Carlson, the GOAT, on Instagram. So there you go. All right, back to the news. But one of Penn's former opponents, a fellow welterweight champion himself, understands what Penn is going through right now. Speaking on UFC's Unfiltered podcast, Matt Serra discussed Penn's recent bad run, saying he sympathizes with his fellow Hall of Famer. Serra's last fight was in 2010, but he did not retire officially until 2013. Unlike Penn, though, Serra has stuck to his retirement. And even though that has been the right decision for him, Serra thinks Penn should keep fighting if that's what he wants to do, since he's not getting knocked out in devastating fashion like some other former champions had happened at the end of their careers. Penn certainly agrees with Serra. Speaking with his own website, Penn echoed Serra's sentiments, saying he felt better on Saturday than he has in a long time, and he still has the desire to compete.
All right, there we go. I don't know. I don't think BJ Penn's going to retire. I said this after the fight, even though he hasn't been looking great. He says he's not getting destroyed. I don't know, man. I disagree. The first round, I think he won against Clay Guida. And then towards that end of that fight, it was hard to watch. BJ was getting pieced up. But I don't think he's going anywhere. I really don't. What do you think, Jess?
I think he should, for sure. I don't think that him not being knocked out has much to do with whether or not it's taking its toll on him. I think in his personal life, too, it's taking a little bit of a toll. I mean, the way he's been behaving with domestic problems and, his neighbors. I mean, he's not really the most sane of people right now, and that could be a result of his career. I
think he goes an even 16-16, evens it out and then calls it a career. Completely gets that even, goes felony or goes Artem Lobov. I think that's what we do here. We even that out. We get those losses up a little bit more. Fuck the championship days. Let's talk about those L's. Collects a couple of paychecks and call it a career. Almost tying the Artem. Yeah, I mean he should retire, but yeah, I'm not thinking he's going to. All right, back to the MMA-Holes.com. What else we got?
According to MMAnews.com, manager wants all of TJ Dillashaw's UFC wins erased after a PED scandal. TJ Dillashaw is currently sidelined for the next 2 years due to a USADA suspension for EPO. The former bantamweight champion was flagged in a pre-fight test before he fought Henry Cejudo for the flyweight title. There, he ultimately ended up losing. Although Dillashaw is forced to sit out for 2 years, manager Ali Abdelaziz doesn't think that is severe enough punishment. Speaking on MMA Junkie Radio recently, he wants all of TJ Dillashaw's UFC wins to be completely erased. He said, quote, if you're an Olympic gold medalist and you get caught with steroids, they take all your medals away, every medal you ever won. TJ Dillashaw, all his wins in the UFC should be taken away. We told USADA about this. They ignored it. Abdelaziz is Garbran's manager, who Dillashaw beat to win the belt and defend the belt, and as of right now, the UFC has not commented on the matter. As well as being suspended, Dillashaw also lost his Monster Energy sponsorship. Before the loss to Cejudo, Dillashaw was riding a 4-fight winning streak. He had wins over Cody Garbrandt twice, John Lineker, and Rafael Assunção. In his career, he has beaten the likes of Renan Barão twice and Joe Soto, among others.
So, okay. He wants all of his wins erased after this whole EPO situation, right?
Yes.
So if that's the case, should they do that for all the fighters?
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I was like, you might as well. What about Jon Jones?
Jon Jones. There's a million fighters that have popped for some sort of enhancements, right?
Yeah, I think it's a little ridiculous, but
Ali Abdelaziz, what are you doing? For real. Like, you can't be this dumb. You really can't be this dumb. Like, the things that come out of your mouth, and you represent some of the greatest fighters in the UFC, and yet you say the dumbest things I've ever heard a human being say. What is wrong with you? Answer me. And I hope you were at this fight with Nick Newell's fight on the 31st. I really hope you were there, because I have a million questions for you. I don't fucking understand. I don't understand how you speak because of your accent, but I don't understand what is going on. Now, maybe that's the problem. Maybe because his English isn't very good. Maybe that's what it is. He's not translating the words correctly. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you're just a fucking moron. Like seriously, you take his wins away, and then what do you do with everyone else that cheated? You just start wiping everyone's wins away, and then next thing you know, what? Yes?
That's exactly what he has plans for. Is just wiping everyone's wins away.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think they should do that?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
No, never. No,
I almost thought you went full blown Aziz. You never go full blown Aziz.
No, I agree with you. I'm on the same side as you. I'm just saying, when has this guy ever really said anything that you can be fully on board with? So it's not really a shock.
Here's one thing I gotta give to Ariel. Ariel is back down in certain situations, like with Jon Jones. But when he had Ali Abdelaziz on, if you've missed that interview, the last one was it the last one, or maybe he's been on since. But there was one interview where Ali was on there and they went at it with each other, and Ariel did not back down. He basically called him out on everything, the terrorism things and all that shit. Now, I don't know if he's a terrorist or not. I have no idea about that. But what I do know is half the shit he says is, it sounds like he's gone full retard. Mm-hmm. And you never go full retard, right? I mean, we go full retard here, but that's the point of the show. Do you think this is a shtick by Ali Abdelaziz? Do you think he just wants to keep the name out there? He just says dumb things so people keep talking about him? You think that's what it is?
We all know that Ali does and says things to stay relevant in the public eye. This guy has been utilizing his fighters since the moment he became a manager in order to be on camera. So it doesn't surprise me that he's doing this. I do think that he's doing this to stay relevant. He doesn't give a fuck what he says. He doesn't care how stupid it comes across. All he cares about is the attention, making sure he's in the headlines. I mean, how many of these have I read so far where you've heard Ali Abdelaziz in the story?
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping himself. So you're saying he's purposely making himself sound dumb?
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say he's purposely trying to make himself sound dumb. I think.
Well, I mean,
I think he does. I think there are things that he says that do make him look dumb, but he just doesn't care. I don't think he's like going out there and trying to make himself look like an idiot. You know, there are times that he doesn't make himself look like an idiot and he still stays relevant.
I kind of wish that he would come out and say, yeah, I'd say stupid things so people keep talking about me. You know? And let me see in the chat. Maybe that people agree. Do you think they should take away? Now, TJ cheated. He's going to be punished for it. He's going to go away for, 2 years? And that's that. Do they take his wins away? And if they do take his wins away, should they take everyone's that cheated wins away? Like, what do you think they should do? Or maybe put an asterisk. They were talking about that in baseball. You know, when the whole steroid thing was exploding. You know, you go back, you throw a little asterisk next to it. Maybe do that. I'm cool with that. You know? Take it away? Kevin from Chicago.
This is the third article written based on what Ali Abdelaziz says. You guys realize Ali is the biggest piece of shit in all of MMA. Yep. MMA, a sport where you wear small shorts and beat each other senseless in a cage in front of a bunch of drunk fans.
No, I mean, he makes a good point, though. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying, was how many of these articles have we gone through where you've heard Ali's name? That's his goal. Like, his purpose is to promote his fighters. His purpose is to put his fighters' names in the headlines.
I get that. I understand that. But why is he saying stupid things? Is he doing it on purpose?
No.
Is he premeditating stupid things coming out of his mouth? What am I looking at? I just said something stupid coming out.
I don't think he's doing it on purpose. I think he does say stupid things, but he just doesn't care how it comes across.
So he doesn't think before he speaks.
Right.
He just wants to blab.
Yes.
And he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone is talking about Ali, so I guess it is working. Let's see what the chat says.
I think you guys should get off ale nuts already, says Joe Montana. If you can spell Ali right, then I will do that.
Dyslexia is a bitch.
Kevin from Chicago says, to be the biggest at POS in MMA is a hard thing to do. Infinite Conscious says, I hope he gets hit by a plane. Oh, my God. And he says, Ali is an asshole. Why do the fighters like him as a promoter? Well, he's a great promoter.
I just pictured him walking down the street, and he's, like, shopping. He's grocery shopping, and he leaves. He has a bag of groceries, and a fucking plane just flies into him.
It's horrible.
Yeah, that'd be good. Sure.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Rat Ali terrorist FBI double
Ali,
A.
you filthy rat. Will you have the balls to speak with the mystical one live on air? That's very dangerous for the mystical one. He takes on all the risk. Rumor has it your body odor is unbearable.
Oh my God. They're preparing. I'm telling you, if we can get our hands on Ali and get him on, it would be hilarious. It would be so fucking funny. Could you imagine? Now, do you want me to let you do the interview? You want to take that one on? But if you do the interview, you got to ask the hard-hitting questions.
I can ask hard-hitting questions.
All right.
I've done it before.
You guys want to see JBH hit on, not hit on. Well, maybe you might have to hit on him.
I'll hit on
He
him.
won't hit you. So we should send you in there with the questions.
All right, so you give me a list of the questions to ask.
He will hit me. I like that. I enjoy that. So that would be fucking funny. Yeah. Will you freeze or will you go for it? And now if we give you a list of questions, right?
I'll ask him. I've done it before. Remember I did it with what did I do it with? I remember a hard-hitting question that I asked.
No. No. Here's the deal. When we get Ali, you get Ali on.
Why wouldn't I ask?
All right. Okay. We'll see. We'll talk about it. Yeah, we have to pre-plan this. Yeah, I have a million things I would love to ask the guy. Like, I'm dying to hear it. I want to know. I want to ask him, do you say stupid things on purpose? Is it like planned out so you can stay relevant in the news? Or do you really believe what you're saying? I think that's a legitimate question.
I would ask him.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. We'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of it if we run into him. Hopefully he's there. All right. What's the next story? JBH. Look at that casting couch. It's beautiful. We need some people to sit over there. There's shit all over it.
Yeah, it's
There's fucking like a Burger King bag on there. What the hell is that?
No, it's from the alcohol, the shots.
All right.
Yeah.
And remember,
super
Jews have the smartest sperm, the chosen sperm. I keep on getting confused. So many different names.
Send Ali on the AliExpress with a ham sandwich.
Okay.
I think he can't eat ham, right? because of his religion. There you go. If you want to place a bet, we know the place to do it. It is BetDSI, the best place to do it. 20 years in the game. We've got a promo code for you. And where is it? There it is.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't drop tacos on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online tacoing and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get up to 100% bonus match as well as 25 bonus tacos as a welcome today. BetDSI also offers taco options for everything, including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all the major sports, politics, reality TV, esports, virtually everything. We played there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to the fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMA-Hole, all one word, and get this limited time 100% bonus offer as well as 25 bonus tacos today to make some extra tacos on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you taco it at BetDSI.
Yeah, BetDSI is
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, I was taking a peek at BetDSI. I see our boy Ian Heinisch. Well, he's not our boy. He beat up our boy, for God's sakes. He is back in action, and he went from a tough fight to a tougher fight. Ian Heinisch over here is fighting Antonio Carlos Jr., and he is the underdog at a plus 150. I'm kind of surprised that they're throwing this at the Heine. Where is it? Here it is. Over here.
Heine.
And he's on the main card, so congratulations for that. Got rewarded. But man, oh man, they threw him a fucking stud. Antonio Carlos Jr. is on fire right now. Didn't he win the Ultimate Fighter Brazil?
Look at the size of the mouth on that guy.
Which one, Heinisch or
Antonio.
Hold on a second. I think he's the guy, right? Didn't he win the Ultimate Fighter? I think it was Brazil or some shit. He's been fighting for a minute. Look at this guy. He's got so many fucking fights under his belt. Well, maybe not. I thought he wasn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Never wrong. It's crazy. But I guess I am wrong. All right, so here he is. But he's on a little bit of a fight win streak over here. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5 in a row.
Tim Boach.
He did lose to Daniel Kelly, a 40-year-old man, which is interesting. But he beat Eddie Gordon. There's the Long Island's own Eddie Gordon. But he is on a tear. He's been looking very good as of late, and they threw Heine at him. So that should be an interesting fight. I don't know if I would take that under. That's a tough one. Fuck. Do you think Heinisch could beat him?
He's been looking pretty good, so...
Who's been looking good?
Ian Heine.
Yeah, but not as good as Antonio Carlos Jr.
Well, yeah, that's why they're called unders.
You got so much UFC time with this dude over here. I don't understand why they would do this. Like, hey, you want to fight on the main card? Sorry, we took you off the last card. Oh, by the way, you're fighting a guy that's been in the UFC since 2014. Like, you look at majority of his wins, they were all in the UFC. How is it me or is this matchmaking a little bizarre? Let's look at Heinisch, right? Don't get me wrong, the kid's good. All right, Heinisch, who smuggled drugs in his ass, which is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
How could you not root for a guy like that? But he has the UFC Fight Night, the unanimous decision over here, the Contender Series, and then boom, he was not in the UFC. How is this not like, hey, Ian Heinisch, you ready to get your ass kicked? A little bizarre. But Heinisch probably, I don't know how this happened. It's interesting to me. Anyway, let's see what else we have over here. RDA Kevin Lee is basically even money over there, so nothing that really sticks out. We'll take a peek on this and see. Eubanks, the man, of course, is the favorite over Aspen Ladd, the young lad. Aspen Ladd versus Eubanks. Let's pull that one up over here and take a peek. Maybe throw some money on Ladd. She is undefeated. She is fighting a tough Eubanks. I tell you what.
She was having issues with her weight cut last fight.
Yeah. Aspen Faspin Ladd. I can't pull it off. Let's see. What's the odds over here? She is a... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Eubanks is the favorite. Plus 250. Eubanks was going to fight for a title at one point. I don't know. I don't know if I would take that bet. I don't know. I got to take a peek. But check it out. BetDSI. Link in the description. If something sticks out, go for it. Promo code MMA-Hole. All right, let's get back into the news. TGIW, friends.
According to BJPenn.com, Uriah Faber drops an ideal date for his UFC return. Former WEC featherweight champ and longtime UFC bantamweight contender Uriah Faber is currently retired, but it doesn't sound like his retirement will last much longer. Speaking on his official Instagram page, the former champ and new father divulged that he'd like to fight at the upcoming UFC Sacramento card, which is scheduled for July 13th in the California city. He added that he'd be willing to fight a featherweight or a bantamweight. So with this picture, he quoted, "I know my baby is keeping me young, but a good old fist fight could help the cause." Hashtag UFC Sacramento on the horizon, UFC 145 or 135, and who would be fun?
It looks like he's got the mailman's kid over there, right? It doesn't look like his kid.
Yes, it does.
Nah.
That's a mailman.
That's a mailman's
That's
kid.
like a perfect replica of them both.
Nah, well, Uriah is he's very short, and she probably wanted a.
Stop it.
I mean, look at her head compared to his head. She's a lot bigger than him, so she needed a burly man to put a baby in her.
Oh
so I'm assuming that's the mailman's kid.
Stop it.
It's not a Uriah baby.
That's a Uriah baby for sure.
I don't know if she's black. They're saying his wife is black. I don't know. She looks like she has a really good tan. I think they live in Cali, right? So, is she black? That's not his kid. I'm telling you right now. Look at this chin. It's a complete asshole. You have to wipe this thing, right? Actually, I don't know if we should censor this. Hold on. Let me put the arrow over here. You can't show this on air.
Balchinian.
There's the kid. Okay, cute kid. I'll give you that. Now we go over to this. You ready, guys? Are you ready? Before I show you, are you ready? A nice hairy ass for the boys. Oh, yeah! Uriah Faber's chin. Or is it an ass? Let's get a little closer in on this chin. You've never been so close to Uriah Faber's chin. Or is it someone's ass?
Peter Griffin chin.
Oh, yes. Yes! Oh, yes! Everyone fap!
A cumin.
Now, Ann makes a good point. At least the baby didn't get his chin.
No, the baby didn't. That's because it's the mailman's baby.
No, it's not.
It's a cute kid.
It is a cute kid.
Is she black? I don't know.
No, I think she's like Hispanic or something.
Espanol?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That is some chin, huh? That is some it's amazing. It's like they stuck a piece of dental floss and put it like he chewed on it and pulled it right through to his neck and gave him that amazing dominant chin. Okay, there he is. What were we talking about with him? What was I got sidetracked by his chin.
He's talking about his potential return.
Yeah.
He was talking about UFC Sacramento on the horizon, UFC 145 or 135, and who would be fun. So nothing really confirmed yet, but he's just kind of throwing it out there.
Does anyone care? I mean, it sucks because TJ's not coming back for a couple of years, so I don't think Uriah and TJ will ever happen now. That would have been fun to watch, especially with TJ being stripped and everything.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see that, but I don't think that's going to happen. So there's nothing that really... Wasn't Cub Swanson like going to be a fight for Uriah or some shit like that? They were talking about some weird Cubs... I don't know. I kind of don't care either if Uriah comes back. Do you want Uriah Faber back?
Nah, I don't care.
You don't care?
Nah. I don't care.
All right. Let me know in the chat. Would you want to see Uriah Faber back? It looks like he is coming back for maybe like one fight or some shit. So let me know in the chat. Would you like to see the ass chin back in the cage?
Boss Kogar says I could give a crap about Faber returning. Uncle Creepy says his high school snakebite piercing was too tight. Infinite Conscious says he can twerk with his chin. Jetpack says who would he even fight? That's a good question. Father Deegan is laughing. NH is laughing at Infinite. Mac V says yes, one more. David Flores Faber all day. Joe Rod, nope. Chasing Tails says, hey Holes, it's been a while. Post Resurrected says Uriah versus BJ. Jamie Mayo White says, why not? Ebs Rock says, chin looks like my dog's balls.
It does look like your dog's balls. I've seen it before. It does. Identical. All right,
like my balls.
I got to say this. I'm glad to see everyone joining in tonight and hanging with the boys. This is season number 3, episode number 19 of TGIW. We've been doing this for a little while now, right? We are going on to our 3rd year in August 22nd.
Whoa!
It will be the MMA-Holes birthday.
It's crazy.
And 3 years in the books. A full year of JBH on the show, which is
already
insane.
been here for a full year.
I'm saying, yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, you mean...
Yeah, a full year. You've been on the show for a full year, for God's sake. That went fast.
go fast.
It did go fast. All right, speaking of fast, I don't know what that means. Neil Magny, okay. What happened here? This is insane. What the hell's going on? Another another USADA thing situation. What was that? What did you just do? I got your nose. I knew that would make her laugh. All right. Sometimes you gotta do kids tricks.
When he acts like he eats things, it's so funny.
Next thing I'm going to
he passes me a joint and I smoke it and then I pass it back and he eats it.
Next thing is balloon animals.
He just eats things.
All right. Neil Magny. And what happened to bad boy Neil?
According to MMA junkie Neil Magny, failed USADA test scratched him from UFC on ESPN Plus 10 card. Neil Magny said he failed an out-of-competition drug test, and he said that is the reason he's not competing at UFC Rochester. The veteran UFC welterweight today said he received a notice from the USADA that said he came up positive for the banned substance dihydroxy-LGD-4033, which scratched his...
Evan's not happy.
Which scratched his scheduled fight with Vicente Luque. He posted on Instagram a screenshot of this, and he said, quote, as many of you know, I had to withdraw from my scheduled bout against Vicente Luque on Saturday, May 18th. I want to apologize to him as I know how difficult it is to lose an opponent days out from a fight. Throughout my MMA career, I've been very transparent. I am not afraid to admit when I'm in the wrong. On Saturday, May 11, 2019, I received an email from USADA stating that I have been flagged due to an out-of-competition drug test. The flag was due to a metabolite of the substance dihydroxy-LGD-4033. I have fully cooperated with USADA thus far to determine how this substance was found in the sample I provided them on May 5, 2019. I have always been an advocate for the strict drug testing in the UFC, even to the extent of opting for my collected samples to be used for research purposes by USADA. I know without a doubt that I have done everything according to the standards set by USADA. I have faith in USADA that this situation will resolved in a timely manner and that I will be cleared of any wrongdoing. To all of my fans and supporters, thank you. I assure you that I have not let you down.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
Real has to say?
I had Magny so fired up on Instagram last night. He was online last night fibbing to his fans about how he didn't know and it will all be cleared up soon. Such fakes and liars. As if Psalms were in his organic chicken breasts. Fake ass coon.
Yeah. So, and thank you for that. And I don't know if he's a fake ass coon, but I did see that he real riled him up, or he got something from him. I did see that on Discord. But here's my problem with this, right? Let's go to his Instagram. First of all, we all know that Neil Magny did not write this, right? Like, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Wait, it's not his Instagram. The fuck? This is his Instagram. Why is it not? Where's his little thing?
You have to...
Oh, fuck this. All right. Well, anyway, you can see it over here. We know that Neil Magny didn't write any of this stuff. This is too much publicist or someone else wrote this. I've seen his posts, and this is nothing that he would put together, right? This makes him look more guilty to me. Listen, you got caught with something. You say, hey, man, I don't know what the fuck it was. It is what it is. They're going to, we're going to look into this a little bit more, find out exactly what happened, and we'll get back to you. I'm sorry to all my fans. I'll be back stronger than ever. Hopefully I'll be back soon. That's it, right? That's all you have to write, right? I mean, what else do you have to write there? Why write this whole drawn-out thing that clearly it's not from you? Right? Why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't it look stupid? Like, just put out there, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, I wish this didn't happen. I don't know what it is. We'll figure out what it is. We'll get to the bottom of this, and, hopefully I'll be back soon. That's it. Quick, to the point. What do you think? You don't care. You truly don't care about this topic. Now, why? It's the co-main event.
I kind of agree with Aljamain Sterling's logic of these fighters know what they're putting in their body and they're responsible for what they put in their body. And if they think for 1 second that a supplement is tainted, then they shouldn't take it. And if it's a skeptical situation, just don't take it. There are so many alternatives to what they can put in their body that if someone pops, I'm at the point now where it's like, well, your fault.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, okay, we get that, but how he handled this thing, like, what's with the long, drawn-out thing? Why not just fucking say, hey, man, I don't know what the fuck happened. You know? They're going to do some... We're going to get to the bottom of this and find out what's up. We'll move on. Why all long... That all, like, politically correct thing that they put together over there, that canned response to the public on his social media was bullshit. It makes him look guilty. That's his publicist saying, oh, fuck, you're wrong. Let's put out this statement. You know, at least TJ Dillashaw was like, what are you going to do? Give me the fucking suspension. Yeah. As much as he's wrong for cheating, I'd rather see that. And if you don't think you cheated, if you don't think you took something wrong, whatever, that's fine. Just say, hey, man, this sucks. I'm bummed, man. I wanted to fight, and this happened. We move on. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's full of shit. I think he fully knows what happened, and he had someone write that for him. That's what I'm thinking. Now let's look at this card. This is happening this weekend. We're going to react to this fight card. And now your co-main event is Luque versus Krantz. Derek Krantz has filled in on short notice. Let's look a little bit about Derek Krantz. He is 31 years old, 5'10". His record says that he has a lot of wins in a row. And UFC on ESPN Plus is the fight that's coming up, but he has fought from LFA. So this is his UFC debut. So the plucking from another organization for a co-main event. Okay. Why not? Does this make any sense? Why is this still your co-main event then? Because of Luque? The silent assassin? Should this still be a co-main event? Does that seem like a misplay? I mean, Luque shouldn't be punished. But wouldn't you rather see Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Heinisch? I mean, I think that's a little more fiery. Oliveira versus Lentz? That's pretty cool. Card's meh. But now this is your co-main event. Man, oh man. This card went from a fucking dud to a real big dud. A real big steaming piece of dud. A doo-doo dud. You're quiet. You're freaking me out. What do you think? You're just not paying attention. The last two things we talked about. Now I'm very upset.
Got a lot on my mind. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't apologize. But you don't care.
I do care.
No, I'm saying about this card at all.
No, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Just
spacing?
Yes.
The final frontier? You thinking about Pulse's gift?
No. Yes, actually I was earlier. Like 2 seconds ago I was thinking about that brownie mix that I'm going to pop into the microwave.
Yeah, she'll tap out. Like, we got, 11 minutes left in the show, so Jesse's done. She's checking out.
That's not true. I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'm saying it's all right. You're checking out. I'm just stating the obvious. They're saying Luque is a good fighter, and he is a good fighter. So why put him up against this guy Krantz, which I understand you're letting him still fight, but still, should it be a co-main event? I mean, I don't know if that does make any sense. Right? And this is in Rochester. So Luque, Brazilian. Is he trained out of in New York or something? Where's he trained out of? Jersey. Oh, so there you go. So that makes sense. Well, he's born in Jersey, so they're just keeping him on the card here. I don't know. This card sucks. I mean, Kevin Lee versus RDA is a really good fight. I'm down with that. And why are you shaking your head? What is going on?
Why do you keep calling me out with
I don't know.
Just do your thing. Just talk.
I'm talking. No joke. I'm talking. You're just like.
Every show you find something to call me out.
No, but why are you shaking your head?
I'm allowed to shake my head.
Oh, maybe it's Parkinson's. It's kicking in. So I don't know. All right, I guess we'll move on. Let's go to another story. You want to talk about something else? Let's do this. Let's move on. Oh, here we go. Johnny Bones Jones back in the news. What do we got?
All right. According to MMA Fighting, Jon Jones says my greatest chance of... What are you doing?
I hit the wrong scene.
On purpose. He says my greatest chance of losing would be to a guy like Daniel Cormier at heavyweight.
This is interesting, by the way. Did you hear the interview?
No, I did not.
It's actually pretty fascinating. I saw Luke Thomas talk about it. It's interesting. Kevin from Chicago is going to drop a donation, and I want you to talk about this quick. This would be a good last story because he flip-flops a lot, and he gave a lot of credit to DC.
Super chat.
Kevin from Chicago.
You opening the phone lines? Time to rant song.
Kevin wants to rant? Probably not. We got 9 minutes left in this show, so probably not tonight. But Fuko Friday, it's a possibility. Thank you for the donation. And let us rant in the chat. Let me know what's on your mind. All right, so Jon Jones, what do we got?
Jon Jones doesn't know what it's like to lose, certainly not in the octagon, where he's won 24 times and only lost via a disqualification to Matt Hamill early in his career. Outside of that blemish, Bones has defeated every man to step into the cage with him, and there are only 2 who have had the opportunity to challenge him twice, Daniel Cormier and Alexander Gustafsson. It's Cormier whose career is inextricably tied with Jones, given that they have feuded for years and are widely considered to be 2 of the greatest light heavyweights in MMA history, as well as on the short list of the best to ever compete in the sport pound for pound. Jones has twice beaten Cormier, once via 5-round unanimous decision at UFC 182 and again at UFC 214. The second win was more definitive than the first, as Jones knocked Cormier out with a head kick. In Jones' absence, Cormier continued his reign as the UFC light heavyweight champ and went on to take the heavyweight crown from Stipe. Cormier and Miocic are set to rematch on another UFC 241 in August, but the matchup only became official after a long rumored bout with WWE superstar Brock Lesnar failed to materialize. Jones said in an interview with Dan Hardy for BT Sport, quote, "He says it, but there's no way he's coming back to light heavyweight. To commit your life to lose that type of weight and to come up short again would be so devastating. It would take an incredible amount of courage to attempt it, and to come up short would just be so devastating. I doubt he would put himself through that for the 3rd time." Asked if Cormier losing another light heavyweight championship bout to Jones would be more devastating than Jones making the move up to heavyweight and taking the belt, Jones admitted that the latter scenario would be worse for his rival, though he pointed out that Cormier would also have certain advantages under those circumstances by saying, quote, "Not as devastating as that, no, but me coming up short, I'm a realist. Daniel Cormier is a special athlete and everyone can be beat. I think my greatest chance of losing would be to a guy like Daniel Cormier, with giving him a power and strength advantage over me. It just doesn't make sense."
Isn't that weird? Like, he's like pretty much sucking off DC, saying that it doesn't make sense for him to go up to heavyweight because that does give DC the advantage of power and strength.
CBD.
And CBD.
CBD.
Grinding!
CBD. 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 CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD.
CBD.
CBD. CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
We got grinding in the shadows of the CBD donation.
Cheers, guys. You always fill my hole with MMA.
Oh, thank you very much
Cheers,
for
grinding.
that wonderful donation. Thank you. You are wonderful. So Jon Jones talking about DC and saying these interesting things here about if he doesn't really want to go up to heavyweight because he feels that is more riskier for him. I'm surprised that he's saying this kind of stuff. I agree. I think that DC at heavyweight has a better shot of beating him. Now the question is, Stipe Miocic, who is now no layup, this is going to be a rematch. Without anything happening right now, what's today's date? May 15th? May 15th. Yes. I hit the nail on the head. May 15th. Wednesday. Do you think that Daniel Cormier will fight one more or retire the Stipe Miocic rematch?
I think...
You think donation?
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
And here it is, Jon Jones coming in.
DC can never have the strength advantage against me. That's why I stick so many needles in my ass.
Oh, that's why. Aha! Thank you, Jon Jones, for clearing that up. Jesse, what do you think?
I think if Cormier doesn't have a chance at fighting Jones again after Stipe, then he'll retire. But
no. Here's the question: what is your prediction? I want to know your prediction.
This is my prediction.
Yeah, but you always give me like two different sides. I want to know, will DC...
Because I believe that it can happen in two different ways.
Don't we all? I'm asking you, what is your gut? What's your gut saying? What's a prediction here?
I don't know. I don't know if Jones is going to want to move up to heavyweight or not.
Okay, I'm going to give you a prediction. DC will fight after Stipe. Win or lose, DC will fight after Stipe. That's my prediction over there. I'm going to cut right to the point. I think DC will fight. Some say he will retire here. If he wins, he has really nothing much more to prove. But I really feel it is inevitable that DC will fight Jon Jones. And if it is not at the heavyweight level, I think DC is going to go back down there and do it again at light heavyweight. I think they're going to run it back. So you're going to say no? Or you're going to say yes and no?
Yes and no.
All right. So Jesse says yes and no. Chat, what do you think?
This prediction and gut feeling is going to end up in a breakup. That's my prediction, says Kainoto.
Wonderful.
DC should fight BJ Penn next, says Jessica G. Roulette Master says, I love when Jesse gets angry. Too cute. I'm not angry. I get called out every show for some ungodly reason, but I'm not angry.
It's just a zone.
I'm not even in the zone. You just find now it's like every time I go live I get called out for something.
Women.
Man, you know how to make me want to fucking punch you in the face when we're live.
Well, I mean, listen, my existence makes you want to punch in the face. Stop it. All right, so listen, you didn't want to give a prediction. You're saying it could go either way. You're thinking it doesn't matter. You can't come to a prediction. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not getting mad about that. It's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But I do believe that it could go both ways as well. But I'm going to say that DC will fight after his Stipe fight. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
Because I'm mystical. And that's what I do over here. Speaking of mystical, look at this beard over here. Okay. This is from a DB Cooper. And DB Cooper, I don't even know if I saw you in the chat over there, but welcome DB Cooper's beard tee. I don't know what this is. It's like a goatee beard situation, kind of like Gandalf the Grey over here. DB Cooper says he does not need product in his beard. Well, listen to me, DB Cooper. You better put some product in that beard. And what the hell is Game of Thrones season 8 here? What is this about? What the fuck? Why does it say Game of Thrones season 8? Huh? All right. I don't know why that's there. But yeah, MMA-Hole promo code. I do not know why that is gone over there, but promo code MMA-Hole, Real Bearded Men. Link in the description. And let's get some product in that beard, for God's sakes. A little tender love and care, a little TLC. Don't let that beard hang like this, for God's sakes. What do you think, Jesse? You think he's got to get some product in that beard?
Yeah, it looks like it needs to be tamed a little.
Yeah. Make that luscious and soft and smooth and silky and wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right. Chat. Any more stories? Do we have anything else on the news?
There's a couple more, but they're all things that you guys can find on the MMAHoles.com.
All right. Well, nothing of substance?
Yeah, nothing that was like, you know.
All right, I'm going to take a peek. Just take a peek before we go. And if you want to see these stories for yourself, definitely check out the MMAHoles.com. We have a news section over there. It's Stipe and DC. Yeah, these two are going back and forth. Well, more Stipe, right? Stipe is angry.
Yeah, he's just calling him an idiot and all this stuff.
What about Johnny Walker?
Yeah, same thing that he said before, that, he was looking forward to fighting Jon Jones or being able to call out Jon Jones, and now he's just more confident that he can beat Jon Jones. But there's obviously no fight set up or anything like that.
Do you think in the chat that Walker has what it takes to beat Johnny Bones Jones? He seems like he's foaming at the mouth. He's trying to get up the rankings. He says a couple more fights, and he's going to get it. Let us know in the chat. See, this is ridiculous, man. See this? Kamaru Usman with Ben Askren. I mean, you see how Ben Askren, he loses in that wrestling situation, and now Usman is talking Askren. See, this is what I don't want for my champions. All right, if you want to check out the rest of these stories, check out the MMAHoles.com. A couple of comments from the chat, not the couch, the chat, and we are going to wind this shit down. Thank you very much for joining us. Be wonderful. What do we got going on over there?
Jessica G says Walker would get fucked up. Roulette Master says no, not yet. Uncle Creepy, they have the same size fists. Sean Hart says Walker a hype train. He hasn't gone the distance. Magnum Mountaineer says nobody's beating Jones as long as they keep allowing him to take his T-ball. Infinite Conscious says he's got white face paint. That's racist. Kainoto 74 says whiskey and coke still or shit hit mainstream. MacV Walker ain't ready yet. Watch his Contender Series fight. When he fought, he gassed early and got taken down easily. John is a different animal. Jetpack says check out Pornhub instead. David Flores, love y'all. Love you. Focobus says, boom, roasted. Michael Anzalone, it is always a 50-50 chance. Jones could win, but Walker could as well. You can never tell. Father Deacon says, thank you both for the program.
Well, thank you, you wonderful, wonderful Fuchs.
Wonderful.
Thank you for joining us, and our camera did not shut off. Thank you very much. If you're watching this on a replay, make sure you smash the shite out of that like button, and we will see you on Fook Off Friday. We are not fooking off next Friday, but this Friday we're fooking off, so come hang with the boys.
Hang with the boys.
We'll see you on Saturday for our fight reaction of a card that's meh.
Thank you for the gift, Pulse.
There you are. I lost you for a second. Go for it. There you go. Jesse's thanking for the gift, and that is wonderful, wonderful. If you want to say in JBH, send her some more gifts. Well, there's an address down below. You can do that. Her birthday is Sunday, so make sure you send her something sexy, maybe lingerie or a love letter. What'd you do if I just froze? Like I got like stage fright, and I was just like.
It's a good question. What would I do?
Is this weird?
Not at all. I love this. This is peaceful. This is great.
Yeah, I could see everyone this way. You know, when I open my eyes wide, I can see what everyone's wearing. I see people taking shits. It's a little disturbing. You shouldn't be shitting. Make sure you wash your hands. If you touch your phone, make sure you wash your phone afterwards as well. And Jesse's got a box cutter. Okay, this is getting weird. JBH, say those final words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.